Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedist, go to Brock. Need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Boat Cock Brothers, Premium Cigars. Remember, use the code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 to save 15% off your order. Okay, y'all. Good morning. Glad you're here. Brian Kelly met with reporters on Tuesday and confirmed, man, offensive line battles are going to continue into the season. If you missed it, he in no uncertain terms declared there's three starters. So Braylon Moore's your center. We knew that. Tyree Adams, lockdown left tackle. That pretty much seemed defined. And Josh Thompson is your starting, he said one of the guards, but very likely right guard. That's where we've seen him play almost exclusively. So those three guys locked in. The competition, he said, is between Paul Mabenga and Cohen Eccles for another guard spot, and Weston Davis, now Carius Curran at right tackle. The most fascinating part of that is he left out DJ Chester. And we circle back and say, look, it's unfair because we've had him playing guard and center and all over, and some right tackle. But essentially said all those guys are going to play, and you're going to see rotation. And that gives me some pause because I don't love going to Clemson and not having that figured out. We saw that in the opener against Florida State in Brian Kelly's first game where they didn't have the offensive line figured out, and it wasn't great. Now, difference is this is a much deeper, much more talented team. And they might be able to make up for some or a lot of that. So we'll see. I really think at the end of the season, LSU is going to be a better team than Clemson. I just hate that that's a road game. God, I hate that that's a road game in week one. Anyway. All right, y'all, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. My apologies. Just running a few minutes behind as we get started this morning, so it'll be a few minutes shorter today. But I got an event out. I'm doing actually AFR today at LSU at the South Stadium Club. They had their NILSU Max event tonight, so they're asking business owners who might be interested. This is not open like to the public per se, but they don't just want it's not like open just to fans to come through, but it is open to business owners who are interested in learning more about NILSU Max and different NIL opportunities with LSU student athletes. So if you're a business owner or know someone who might be interested, make your way to South Stadium Club tonight at 6 o'clock. I think 6 to 7:30. It can be a pretty quick event. First, I think half hour or so is going to be cocktail hour, and then just quick presentation, coaches, admins, the NILSU Max staff, and I'll be there. So looking forward to it. All right, let's say some good morning, y'all. Tiger Diver, what's good? Hey, Brian Wynn, good morning. Bubba Smith, good morning. Make defense great again. Do you think the O-line could be the single reason LSU loses the opener? I mean, you got a lot of new pieces on defense. I guess I could see a situation where the defense has to be almost flawless, and just because you got a lot of new pieces, maybe some miscommunication, missed assignment, stuff like that. But I mean, they're so deep and talented on defense, y'all. And if you play out the rest of that, I mean, your receivers are an embarrassment of riches. You've got a fifth-year senior quarterback. And you got established running back in Caden Durham. And some talent there as well with Juwan Johnson playing running back now, obviously, and Caleb Jackson, Harlan Berry. We talked plenty about tight end. I mean, it's really coming into the season, O-line and safety were the questions. I don't worry about safety, y'all. I mean, I think I could make an argument that after Whit Weeks and Harold Perkins, your next best player on defense is AJ Halsey. Like, I could make that case, a strong case. I just think they're going to be so much better at safety. But yeah, the one big, giant, glaring question of flashing lights is that offensive line. So, great unknown. Hey, Pat, good morning. Thomas, Kelly, Chosen Kingston, good morning. Chris Lott, good to see everybody here. Thanks for being here. Tyga Poppy, Abner Neal, good morning. Hey, Christian, good morning. Pool jump, hang out at Bama loses and LSU wins next week. I'm here for it. I think yesterday made a decision on post game what we're going to do. It's like 94%. Like 94% I know what we're going to do. Hey, Daniel, feel okay about our guys against Clemson? I fear their D-line against our O-line. I mean, Daniel, I think that's the question everybody has. If you're looking for a positive spin there, Clemson's D-line last year, while very talented, was not very productive. Their defense as a whole wasn't very productive. So they have a new defensive coordinator there this year. They brought in Tom Allen, who was at Penn State last year. Tom Allen has been in the SEC, was at Ole Miss in like 12, 13, 14 there with Hugh Freeze. Been around. He was the head coach at Indiana. Not very good. But new defensive coordinator, new scheme, terminology, all that stuff. So, but a veteran defensive coordinator. They got some talent on that defensive line, there's no doubt. Their linebackers are good. They're not outstanding. Like, they don't have an All-American linebacker or anything. Terrell in the secondary is a potential All-American. But really, their pass rush off the edge is probably their big advantage. But I'll tell you this, man, LSU's offensive line certainly is going to be battle tested in this camp, going against the guys they've gone against all camp. So, see. Hey, Aaron, good morning. Bob Schuler, good morning. Chance, you think having too much media access can be bad? Do you think Brian Kelly might throw out some smoke screens to mislead Clemson? I do not think that. I don't think that there's any way that he would show us something he didn't want out there. And I'll tell you, let me continue on that point here in just a quick second. Hang on.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Remember, if you need an orthopedist, just go to Brock. You need a roof, you call Parrish. The point about giving too much access to practice, no. Because keep in mind, like right now, everything that they're going to be doing is relatively vanilla. And they haven't begun like showing us their game plan for Clemson. And even when they do, keep in mind, the only thing they let us see is the only thing they let us video is like the first 15 minutes. That's when they're doing their individual drills, some of their hurry up periods. Like, we never get to video team periods. We never get to video their 11 on 11 or 7 on 7 or any of that sort of stuff. So, because I'll tell you very candidly that I've had conversation with coaches in the past. And coaches, they do have staff members that scour YouTube and social media looking for practice video and like spring game video for things like that. Like, I mean, I'll tell you, like, I had a coach tell me, I'm not going to tell you what school, out of respect for this relationship, but I had a coach tell me one time that someone went to a spring game, like a fan, sat in the stands, and because like they don't let media shoot the spring game, like LSU didn't let the media shoot the spring game, and like remember LSU didn't put the spring game on TV, but there was like a fan in the stands who was videoing with his phone and posted it on YouTube, just trying to get views or whatever. And this school, the coach that I was talking to, that was their opponent, and they ended up like seeing that video and using it for game plan, and it got taken down eventually, but they already had the video, because you have so many so many of these like video staffs and all that stuff now. Every school's got them to where that's part of those guys' role. I mean, they're just scouring the internet looking for stuff like that to capture as much video as they can. So practice video, like whatever little advantage they can get. So like they don't let us shoot. And it's one thing for me to say, man, they got, a Wildcat package with Juwan Johnson. Okay. Well, I'm not writing down formation, who else is on the field, what situation they may use it. What, you know what I mean? Like, it's very different if, coaches are watching video of that, looking for tells and different personnel groupings and all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, everybody has some type of Wildcat package. That's not surprising. So anyway, I hope that helps explain. There you go. Thomas just knocked it out. Hey, Brad, good morning. Why do you think Muschamp never did well as a head coach? Some dudes are lieutenants, not generals. I don't know. I never covered him as a head coach, so it's hard for me to say. Salute Hoodats, Scone and crew. All right, JL, good to see you, JLJ. Hey, Bubba, do you think Auburn's banner day changes the recruiting landscape? I blew a gasket yesterday talking about that. It wasn't even about Auburn. I mean, like, Auburn's ridiculous and they deserve to be mocked for it. But the point that I was making yesterday in my long rant, was like, this only underscores the absurdity of college football's postseason for 130 years. Like, the people who are anti-expanded playoff, this is what you get whenever you have a ridiculous postseason, which is what college football's had for 130 years. Like, this is what you get. If you're making fun of this, if you hate this stuff with Auburn, you think that's ridiculous, good. You should want a real playoff. Because you know what sport this never happens in? College basketball, college baseball, the NBA, the NFL, NBA, MLB. Like, there's no disputed championships in any other sport ever, because every other sport has playoffs. There's an actual postseason. Hey, Ben, good morning. Michael Cook, good morning. There you go. JLJ. Robbie, good morning. If you're the GM of the Saints, would you make a trade with the Giants for Jameis? Yes. I actually made that point in the summer, or right when Carr retired. I guess it was spring. I said all along, I think they should have a veteran on this team, a veteran quarterback. And the counter argument to that has been, well, Kellen Moore and Doug Nussmeier, Scott Tolzien. Okay, it was on the tip of my tongue. Quarterback coach. We're all NFL quarterbacks. So you have these three guys on staff that were all NFL quarterbacks. I still think it's different when you have someone who's a peer who's on the team. So, in the same reason that when Drew Brees was here, he liked having Mark Brunell, or Chase Daniel, or McCown, I think it would be beneficial, not only to take some of the pressure off the young guys if you needed to play a veteran, but also so the young guys have a sounding board, even when they come to the sideline, of a veteran who knows what they're looking at. So, yes, I absolutely would have signed a veteran. Talked about it all offseason. Would have signed Teddy Bridgewater, would have traded for Jameis. Yes. Cody, everyone talking about the LSU O-line not being proven. Clemson's entire team hasn't proven. They returned everybody that lost to every ranked team they played last year. Cody, it's why I have vacillated on this game. Like I've told you all along that I'd pick Clemson, and I probably still will, because it's a road game. But you're right. The point I've made about Clemson for weeks and weeks and weeks is this is a team last year that lost to Georgia, 34-3, lost on their home field to Louisville, lost on their home field to South Carolina, 17-14, only got in the college football playoff because, or in the AC championship game because Miami choked. And then once they got in, they beat SMU and needed to do so on a walk-off field goal. Like, they just weren't very impressive. They didn't really generate big plays. Their defense wasn't outstanding. I mean, all that is true, but they are a very talented team, and they return more production than any team in the country. And they're at home. So there's a lot of boxes that check for Clemson in this game. Hey, Quinn, Ronnie, Brad, good morning. Brian, feel a little better about our chance against Clemson after reading Scott Rabelais' article in the paper the other day. I didn't see Scott's article. My apologies. Hey, Brad, why did it take so long for college football to get a championship game? Amazing me, it was decided by polling until the BCS in 1998. I've talked about this for years. College football essentially outsourced its postseason for money. It's why I don't mind that players are getting paid today, because for the existence of college football, they have sacrificed a valid champion, a valid structure system, regular season, postseason, so that the adults could make money. It gets that simple. Bowl games became very lucrative. And from the onset of college football, they outsourced their postseason to bowl games. So all the adults 100 years ago realized, hey, we can make money doing this, and we don't have to pay the players. Great. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until finally the players were like, not doing this anymore. Good for them. Hey, Jeremy, good morning. Let's get it. Brian, David, Lonnie, y'all please smash that like button if you would subscribe to the channel. Matt, want to say, as a man with autism, when I see how you raised Drew, it makes me happy. He's raised by a loving family, unlike me. Do you think LSU is being underestimated? Well, God bless you, man. Sorry to hear that you didn't have a great family life. But God loves you, and I love you. So hope you're smiling today, man. As for LSU being underestimated, yes, I absolutely think they're being underestimated. I think I haven't done my prediction yet, but I think I'm going to pick them 11-1. I think I'm going to pick them to lose to Clemson and not lose again. I think they'll have a really tough game against Clemson. They'll find some stuff about themselves. They'll tweak it the next week at home against Tech. I think they'll beat Florida at home, and then I don't think they ever slow down. They beat Florida. They beat Southeastern. They go to Ole Miss and win. They have their bye. I think they beat South Carolina at home. And then they roll. I think they roll through October, go into their bye as a one-loss team, ranked in the top 10. They go to Tuscaloosa, win that game, and then beat Arkansas and beat Western Kentucky, and then go to Norman and with everything to play for. And I think they win there and then go to the SEC championship game against Texas and win that. I think that's where I'm going to settle. I think this team is insanely talented. The more I talk to people both in the program and ancillary, it validates what my eyes have seen, which is it's how it's supposed to look. They have so much depth and so much talent, and the culture on the team is great. To have this many transfers, but to have gotten guys that are bought in, I think is really impressive, because it would be easy to put together a team of mercenaries that were all singularly focused, like, I got to get mine. Now, they haven't lost a game yet. So you lose a game, does all that change? That's a fair question to ask. But it feels like the culture on this team is great. You have great leadership. You have so many veterans, and you are insanely deep and talented, especially on the defense. Well, everywhere, quite honestly. So anyway, I do think LSU is being underestimated, to answer your question. I think having them ranked like 9th, 10th, 11th, you would think that that's respect. And I do understand. I mean, LSU was a 4-loss team a year ago. But my point is, in going into media days for everybody who's followed the show, was that I think most people don't understand, number one, that Garrett Nussmeier is the leading returning passer in college football, and number two, what LSU did in the transfer portal. I just don't think people get it because people don't know who AJ Halsey is. People don't know, the role Bauer Sharp can play. People don't know about Mansour Delane. People don't know Braylon Moore is the best center in the portal and immediately makes the interior of your offensive line better. People talk transfer portal, they go, oh, John Mateer. Oh, Carson Beck at Miami. Yes. Those are significant players at a premium position going to contending programs or premier programs. Yes. But I don't think Oklahoma is going to be very good. I don't think Carson Beck is very good. And that Miami is going to probably take a big step back this year offensively. Anyway. Weston, loved the rant yesterday. Keep it coming. Hey, Glenn, despite his contract, is Brian Kelly in the hot seat? No. Because of his contract. Got it, man. Guy Brooks, good morning. Leon, Aaron, good morning. Silo, Tiger Bobby. Lowell, good morning from Minot, North Dakota, home of Dale Brown. Good to see you, Lowell. Hope all is well. Sean, good morning. Shane's gonna get Jameis. Probably not, but I'd be here for it. Caleb, what do you think about Saints trading for Anthony Richardson? Nope. Not okay with that. The low risk, high reward is interesting. And yes, I would say consider what is the, what's the terms of the trade? Like what asset would you have to give up to get him? But I would rather get a veteran quarterback than another young quarterback. Gregory, so I just hope you watch the full rant. I know everyone's going to see the 60-second reel, but for context, I get the full thing's like 14 minutes, but I hope everyone would take the time to actually watch the full thing instead of just the short. I get why people watch shorts. It's why we make them, because people watch them. But for full context, go watch the full video. Okay. It's 7:16. I got to go. My apologies for being a little late today. Locked on LSU Live did a full special teams evaluation today. I think you'll enjoy the episode. Locked on LSU Live podcast or YouTube and AFR3. Y'all have a great day.